Picture this. It's 2 a.m., you're scrolling through your phone in the dark, and suddenly Shein pops up. One dress turns into two dresses turn into five, and before you know it, your cart looks like you're opening your own clothing store. And the total cost? Somehow less than your weekly Starbucks bill. Shein, the Chinese fashion giant, is a master of cheap and trendy clothing that promises an entire wardrobe for less than the price of dinner. It's become the ultimate guilty pleasure, cheap, cheerful, and dangerously addictive. Its ads are everywhere. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, you name it. You've probably even had dreams about those pop-up ads. But here's the thing. When clothes cost less than a sandwich, it's time to ask some tough questions. How exactly can Shein afford to sell clothes this cheap, and what corners might they be cutting behind the scenes? The truth might make you rethink that overflowing cart, because the real cost isn't just about the money leaving your bank account, it goes way deeper. Let's get real for a minute. Every Shein dress, jacket, or cute top you're buying has a hidden price, and it's not pretty. Behind Shein's insanely cheap prices is a fast fashion machine, fueled by questionable labor practices and difficult working conditions. Reports have surfaced about Shein's factories, describing hours that stretch far beyond any normal working day. We're talking 12 to 16-hour shifts, 6 or even 7 days a week. Workers have described conditions that are hot, crowded, and frankly miserable. Paychecks? Often lower than you'd spend on your monthly streaming subscriptions. And yet, Shein keeps growing, with billions in profits built off the backs of exhausted workers. It's like buying a bargain burger and later discovering how the sausage was made. Suddenly, it's not so appetizing. Shein's model of quick production and ridiculously low prices thrives because someone, somewhere, is paying the real price. The people sewing those trendy clothes. Maybe that $5 top feels like a steal, but if you knew the human cost stitched into every seam, would you still feel comfortable clicking purchase? When you peel back Shein's shiny advertising, you reveal an industry built on a foundation of exploitation and questionable ethics. But hey, even if you're thinking, maybe they're not alone, maybe other companies do it too, there's something else you might want to know. Because beyond ethical problems, there's another big issue with Shein clothing, its quality or lack thereof. Ever received a Shein delivery, excitedly ripped open the bag, and then stood confused, holding a shirt that looks more like a dish rag? Maybe you've ordered a size medium but received something fit for a small child, or worse, one sleeve longer than the other. Welcome to the Shein experience, where quality control is apparently just a suggestion. Shein clothes are notoriously unpredictable. One item might surprise you by surviving a couple of washes, while another disintegrates quicker than a cookie dipped in hot tea. Ever wondered why those leggings are suspiciously see-through, or why that dress feels like it was made from recycled plastic bags? Probably because in some cases it almost literally was. Online forums are flooded with stories of customers discovering threads unraveling, colors bleeding, and fabric stretching or shrinking after a single wash. And returns? Good luck navigating Shein's complicated and lengthy returns process, which might just encourage you to accept defeat and bury that misfit shirt at the back of your closet forever. Buying clothes from Shein often feels like playing a bizarre game of fashion roulette. You never know if you'll get a jackpot or a dud. And when you're trying to build a wardrobe that lasts, that's hardly a smart gamble. So, before your next Shein spree, remember, if a deal seems too good to be true, it probably is. Especially when that deal involves clothes so cheap, you might be better off stitching together napkins from your kitchen drawer. And as bad as all this sounds, we're just scratching the surface. There's another hidden cost to Shein's fast fashion obsession, and it's even scarier. But that's something we'll dive into next time. Imagine this. You bought a Shein dress, wore it twice, and after the third wash, it turned into something better suited as a dust rag. Annoying, right? But beyond being frustrating, it's part of a much bigger hidden problem. Fast fashion companies like Shein churn out new clothes at an insane pace, around 6,000 new items a day. Think about that for a second. By the time you finish reading this script, Shein probably dropped another collection. But where do all these unwanted clothes end up once they inevitably fall apart? They're piling up in landfills faster than we can imagine. Every discarded dress or ripped pair of jeans contributes to mountains of textile waste that pollute our planet. It's like Shein is playing a never-ending game of environmental Jenga, constantly stacking new clothes until something collapses. The environmental cost doesn't stop at waste. The production processes Shein uses generate vast amounts of pollution, from dye runoff contaminating rivers to factories releasing harmful emissions into the atmosphere. It's enough to make even the most fashion-obsessed person pause and reconsider. Buying cheap clothing from Shein might feel harmless, but each purchase silently votes for an unsustainable future. So next time you're tempted by that 4-pound top, ask yourself if you're okay adding to the mountain of waste. But wait, because there's still more you probably haven't considered. Ever wonder how Shein manages to keep tempting you over and over again? Shein isn't just an expert in cheap clothes, they're masters of psychological manipulation too. Ever wondered why shopping on Shein feels strangely addictive, almost like a slot machine? Well, there's psychology at play here. Their app bombards you with flash sales, countdown timers, and constant notifications. Act now. Only 3 left. Or limited time offer. They understand perfectly that scarcity triggers your brain's panic button, compelling you to buy items you don't even need just because you fear missing out. Have you ever found yourself buying clothes at 1 a.m., half asleep, only to wake up the next morning wondering why you bought neon green trousers? Shein counts on that exact late-night impulse, exploiting moments when your willpower is weakest. And don't forget the endless scrolling. It's like Netflix for fashion, an infinite loop of outfits that keeps your attention captive for hours. You might have logged on to buy just one t-shirt, but now your cart is overflowing, and you're desperately calculating if your paycheck can cover your midnight splurge. Shein's game is simple. The more frequently they convince you to buy, the more addicted you become. Your shopping habits are being shaped, click by click, without you even noticing. They know exactly how to make you overspend while believing you're saving money. But their manipulation doesn't stop at your wallet. There's another sneaky trick Shein uses, and this one involves outright copying from other brands. Have you ever scrolled through Shein's website and thought, wait, haven't I seen this dress before? Well, chances are you have, but not on Shein, on another, often much pricier brand's website. That's because Shein is notorious for blatantly copying designs from both small, independent creators and major fashion brands alike. Designers and artists regularly report finding their original creations reproduced almost stitch for stitch on Shein's site, without permission, credit, or compensation. One designer famously called out Shein for stealing a unique print she spent months perfecting, only to find it selling on Shein's site for a fraction of the price. It's like writing an essay and watching someone else submit it, getting praised for your hard work. But Shein doesn't limit its copying to small creators. They've also been caught reproducing nearly identical versions of items from luxury brands. From bags and dresses to entire collections, Shein seems to have a simple business model. If it sells, copy it. If they get caught, well, they'll just pull the item and quietly replace it with a new design tomorrow. Buying from Shein, then, isn't just about cheap clothing. It indirectly supports the theft of creativity and the undermining of legitimate designers. That trendy outfit you're ordering might actually be someone else's stolen vision, repackaged with a lower price tag. If you're feeling slightly guilty about your overflowing Shein wardrobe right now, good. But don't despair, because breaking your fast fashion habit isn't just possible, it's rewarding. Take Jessica, for instance. She was a self-proclaimed Shein addict, regularly buying cheap outfits that rarely survived a few washes. After realizing the ethical and environmental impact behind her habit, she decided to give up Shein for just 1 month. What happened next was eye-opening. Jessica quickly noticed how much money she saved, money she could now spend on better quality pieces that lasted. She discovered the joy of buying fewer, higher quality items from brands that respected their workers and the environment. Her wardrobe improved, her conscience felt lighter, and her wallet definitely thanked her. Quitting Shein made Jessica feel empowered, informed, and intentional with every new purchase she made. So maybe it's time we all reconsider that midnight Shein binge. Perhaps your wardrobe doesn't need 100 cheap items, but just a few well-made pieces you genuinely love. After all, great style isn't about quantity, it's about choosing carefully and thoughtfully. Next time Shein flashes a sale notification on your screen, pause. Remember the hidden costs. Ask yourself if buying another cheap dress is worth the true price behind it, because your choices matter more than Shein's profits ever will.